Hey, hold on. We got to put a disclaimer out. Well, Coach Dale has to put a disclaimer out before I get accused of hating black women, just like we get accused for talking bad about the African American community when it comes to LeBron James. I got to put a disclaimer out there. I love my mother. I love my sisters. I love my nieces. I love black women, right? God, I have to put it out there. Listen, let's just be real. Come on. Me or you or anybody else or any other fanatic or even the casuals, right, would not be watching the WNBA the way that we do in 2024, July 2024, if Caitlin Clark wasn't in the WNBA. When I say there's no logical LeBron James fans, that's what I mean. None. They don't exist, right? You see how calm Coach said that? Hey, y'all, nobody should do that. Nobody should say this. Nobody should say it. You see, he got a smile on his face. You see, he got a smile. He's laughing.
I'm supposed to be like Joe Clark, gonna lean on me?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
You want to call for crazy Joe? Come on.
Especially
so he thinking something different than what he's saying?
Now, see, Mel, hold on now. We ain't gonna have a Look, Rick Ross people got jumped out there in Canada. It was 3-on-1 in Canada. It won't be 3-on-1 on the GOAT debate. It won't be that.
Hey, but serious. Coach, I was expecting you to say that with your chest, man. You weren't saying it with your chest. You wasn't. Okay? But it's ridiculous. Okay? But I don't expect anything other than that. All right? We've seen it. As Mel pointed out, LeBron James has a media backing that no player, person in entertainment, in athletic history has ever had.
I hope Mel wouldn't say something like that. Only you would say something like that. That is nobody has had this type of media protection. Crazy. Nobody. Especially an athlete. No athlete has had this. Think about this, right? And I tell you this all the time about you. Michael Jordan had Ahmad Rashad, but was Ahmad Rashad capping and trying to manipulate everyone else about Michael Jordan's career? Come on, man. Stop.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. Get out of here.
No, he didn't. He didn't do that.
Michael Jordan had Bill Cosby. Michael Jordan had Michael Jackson. Come on, man. Stop. Michael Jordan had Looney Tunes first. Come on, man. Cut it out.
I guess his show was based in Chicago. It was supposed to be in Chicago, the Cosby Show, but I don't know if that means he had Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby was a big Michael Jordan supporter. Come on, man.
But that's not the same thing as what Coach J.O. just said about having the media. Like LeBron or his son Bronny can have a bad game tonight, and tomorrow you will see you see Fox, FS1, you see ESPN, and probably another platform full of LeBron apologies telling you why his game wasn't bad and why it was the fault of someone else on his team, whether it's his coach or a player or someone who missed a game-winning shot or whatever the case may be. They're explaining to you and tell you what you saw you didn't really see. And that's what's crazy. And then when the media does it, all his fans get their talking points from it. And then those are the people that we got to talk to in the barbershops that's saying the same thing Nick Wright and Shannon Sharp and Chris Broussard and all these fools just said. And that's how the whole sports community is. Yeah, nobody's ever had that but LeBron.
Let me ask you a question, Bill.
All right.
Do you remember the game Michael Jordan hit 6 points?
Probably not. No.
Probably 6 points, actually.
Right.
Nobody remembers it because the media literally called the head coach and was like, hey, look, what you want us to do? If it was ever anyone that was ever protected, if it was anyone that was ever put on the pedestal where he was above reproach, it was Michael Jordan. Come on, man.
I don't know about above reproach. I mean, when they finally beat Cleveland in the playoffs, he had to go and tell the writers, y'all didn't think we was y'all. You know what I'm saying? I think it was someone that didn't expect them to get out of that series, but he hit the game winner and told all of them. You know what I mean? Whatever the case, whatever he said, I can't remember what he said. But it was people writing about his demise before it even happened. You know what I mean? It was people doubting him coming into the league as being a guard, supposedly leading the team when it was a league full of big men. There was people that was mocking him as being a scorer, saying people that lead the league in scoring are not team players and they can't win championships. So he had to knock down a bunch of barriers. He had to prove a lot of doubters wrong just to get people on his side, right? So that's, the only thing LeBron had to do was come in and be the chosen one from high school and be compared to MJ before he stepped foot on the court. And we just wanted him to be like MJ. And the media was like, we need him to be like MJ because we're marketing him to carry the league. So he got pushed into that.
Well, if we're going to do that, let's look at the totality of the situation. Like my big time co-host coach over there says all the time. Let's look at the context to that. How many minutes did Mike play? Mike played the whole game when they got kicked to sleep like that. When he played, he just had a bad game. But in Mike's defense, he scored 96 points in the next 2 games. In his next 2 outings, he scored 96 points. But we got to get the totality of a situation if we're going to say something like that. Yeah, LeBron might have scored 3 points, but let's look at the totality of the situation. Did he get hurt? How many minutes did he play? Let's look at the totality of the situation.
Think about this, though. Hold. Abaya, you let him slip. Abaya, you let him off the hook. You let him off the hook. Did you not?
What they want to do, they want to act like I won't say LeBron. Look, I'm a Miami Heat fan. I just like LeBron as a player.
You let him off the hook, Abaya. You let him off the hook.
Different.
You let him off the hook. When was that 8-point game, Coach Scott? Last time I checked, LeBron had an 8-point game in the NBA Finals. In the 2011 NBA Finals, he had an 8-point game in the Finals. In the Finals.
Was that the game? Was that the game he fractured his hand?
No, this was 2011 NBA Finals.
But right, I'm trying to think. Was that the game he fractured his hand? He played.
He allegedly fractured his hand in 2018. Allegedly.
Man, get out of here! It's pictures literally of this guy's hand that looked like somebody smashed it in a door.
And there was literally video footage of him doing push-ups in the locker room after he allegedly broke his hand.
All right. Hey man, were you hired to Klutch Sports and they let you go?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I think we kind of are all LeBron fans. Like who not rooting for a brother, man. So I think we all are LeBron fans, but fanatic. I know fan is short for fanatic, but yeah, I'm not a fanatic. I'm not even a fanatic of any player. I'm a fanatic of the sport itself. I think I'm a little addicted to it. That's about it. But players, oh man, I love to get an opportunity to critique them and be honest about them because ain't nobody else doing it. So it's a whole bunch of reasons, right? So for to answer your first question, why Kareem wasn't considered the GOAT is because they seen someone come better than him after him. Like a lot of people did consider Kareem the GOAT. Some of our fathers and stuff like that. That generation, they did consider him the GOAT, but when Mike came, he was obviously a better basketball player than Kareem because MJ was better, and we seen Kareem play. I mean, standing in the post, having the ability to score in the post and the jump hook, and you can shoot the free throw every now and then and stuff like that, but not being able to do nothing else and having to rely on a Magic or some type of Oscar to feed you the ball and stuff like that. It was really hard once we seen Mike because Mike mastered so much of the game, which is an advantage of a wing player because they got the option of going in the post as well if they're a big guard, 6'6", like Michael Jordan. So they got the option of showing you more of their game. I can handle the ball. I can play off the ball. I can catch and shoot. I can shoot threes. I can post. I can go to the hole. I can dunk on people. You get to see more, right? So that makes Michael Jordan a better player than Kareem. It just is what it is. Being a wing got its advantages, and being big got its advantages as well, right? So we seen someone better than Kareem also achieve just as much, if not more, than Kareem, and it made it kind of obvious that he was the best that we ever seen, right? Now, when LeBron came after that, the people that thought Michael Jordan was the best we ever seen, we're watching LeBron to see how good he was going to get, and he showed us time and time again that he wasn't on Michael's level. Right. So it was very hard for him to achieve a level of basketball skill that Jordan achieved. He didn't reach that level, but in his mind, he took a detour and was like, I can achieve more on my resume than him if I play long enough. And then maybe I'm close enough to him as a player that if I get 6 rings, if I get the scoring title or the scoring record, and if I do these things, if I rebound, assist at a high clip, maybe by the end of my career, then people would consider me to go, even though I didn't make myself a better player than Mike or Kobe, right? So some people bought that. Some people bought that detour or that backdoor approach and was like, that's good enough for me because they already just like LeBron personally.
I just think that from a, like the new, and here's my take. The new sidestep to the landmine of Michael Jordan versus LeBron is I'm not a Michael Jordan fan. My favorite player is Oscar Robertson. But if you ask a person what's Oscar Robinson's best game, they don't know. You ask them what's Oscar Robinson's worst game, they don't know. But they can give you every clip, every snip of what Michael Jordan's games were and what they look like. But from a standpoint of it just looks different. When you see Michael Jordan, when you see a point guard versus a forward, the games look different. When LeBron James stepped into the league, the totality of his game was different. The kid grew up as a facilitator. He was not the most dominant scorer in high school. He was the best player because he knew how to control the game, not only with his physical ability and play, but also with his mind. And he's kept true to that. And for anyone that doesn't put him on the level as a Michael Jordan, you're discounting so many different aspects of the game, the nuances of the game, that he is light years ahead of the great ones that played before him. You got to be fair to that. Like when we talk about why wasn't he compared to a Kareem? Arguably, Kareem's not the most loved or beloved Laker. He arguably is not the best Laker. Arguably, like, he wasn't the best player on his team as he transcended. Magic was. So when you talk about why he wasn't looked at as the greatest, well, when you look on that team, he might not even have been the best Laker. It's no doubt that Michael Jordan was the best Bull ever. But when you look at every team that LeBron has played for, he's going to be no doubt the best player to have played in that organizational team. That's realistic.
Yeah, there's some doubt for 2 of those teams.
I definitely back that sentiment. Unlike some people that go along with the WNBA rookie voting, they probably got Caitlin Clark, Coach J.O., number 1 on their list. But people like myself that looks at the totality of the game and looks at how they just overcome, adapt, and play through adversity, and has matured as a player, literally standing up to the vets and letting the vets know that it's a new regime in town. I think Angel Reese is definitely putting her stamp in the league. 12 consecutive games with a double-double. I know Caitlin Clark just became the first rookie female in the WNBA to do a triple-double. Congratulations to Caitlin Clark for that. But man, you gotta really look at the totality of what this young lady is doing. 12 consecutive games with a double-double, and she's not just scoring and playing. She's doing it all. She's the charisma of the team. She's the defense and the offense. It's 13. Excuse me. Don't want to take nothing off of your career, Angel Reese. But it's just she's become the heartbeat of her team, but also a real voice for the WNBA as well. So, I think she's number 1 for me in my book. And if she continues to put up this double-double streak, I think she's the clear-cut front runner as it pertains to that.
Hey, hold on. We got to put a disclaimer out where Coach J.O. has to put a disclaimer out before I get accused of hating black women, just like we get accused for talking bad about the African-American community when it comes to LeBron James. I got to put a disclaimer out there. I love my mother. I love my sisters. I love my nieces. I love black women, right? God, I have to put it out there. Listen, let's just be real. Come on. Me or you or anybody else or any other fanatic or even the casuals, right, would not be watching the WNBA the way that we do in 2024, July 2024, if Caitlin Clark wasn't in the WNBA. It's point blank, period. We wouldn't be watching it. You wouldn't be watching. You would not be watching.
I was watching it. That's the point, Coach.
Okay. Listen, let me ask you a question. Has there ever been a game? Caitlin Clark has been selling out games. She had attendance the same way the Lakers were having attendance at their games this year.
That's a great point too, Coach. That is a phenomenal point. And I want to say this. The Phoenix team, who was undefeated, they were selling out too. And they wanted that to be a note to the WNBA that it wasn't Caitlin Clark because she don't play in that city. So let's be fair to those women as well.
No, it's because of the intrigue of the WNBA now, right? Now, Angel Reese does have something to do with that as well because she's a part of that, right? You have she got a piece of a pie. She might have a slice, but Caitlin Clark is the reason why, right? And we're acting like Caitlin Clark has been some slouch on the court. She hasn't. Okay, Angel Reese don't face the schemes that Caitlin Clark faces. The way that Coach Scott puts it, right? You got to understand. He don't speak. He speak with his chest with certain things, and the way he was just speaking with his chest about Angel Reese, he's trying to let it be known that it's not a doubt that Angel Reese is the Rookie of the Year, and that's just not true. It's not.
See, Mel, you may not be privy to all of the back end, but this is the things that get me. We can be talking basketball, and now Coach J.O. want to talk about who sells more tickets, who's
because
more
that matters. That matters.
I don't think that matters. I'm with Coach Scott on that. I don't think it matters, J.O.
James does it. It's an issue, and that's my problem with those undercover Michael Jordan fans. Because he's gonna say Michael Jordan, he ain't even my favorite player. I don't even like him like that. But if you ask him who his favorite player is, he can't tell you the stats, but he can tell you the Michael Jordan stats. See, he doesn't keep it fair. He don't keep it fair. They're the worst team in the league.
No. I'm gonna tell you why the ticket sales.
They're the worst team in the league.
Huh?
They are number 8. They are the worst team in their conference, bro.
Okay. What about Chicago? What about Chicago?
Not okay. It's not okay that they're the worst team. When the Lakers were the worst team,
it's not okay. When the Lakers got to play in the year,
you were on their head. Say it with your chest.
Yeah, but for Rookie of the Year,
what about you? We acting like Chicago is world beaters. They're not world beaters. They're not winning either.
I want to touch on some points that Coach J.O. made. The ticket sales, I mean, that's never been a data point that we've ever used for any award, right? So if you want to factor in ticket sales for Rookie of the Year in the WNBA, I mean, I would disagree with that. But if there's some other award she can get, like most popular player, if they give a trophy for that, then she can get that. Other than that, there's no need to talk about the ticket sales. Now, when you talk about the play on the court, they both got almost identical record. I mean, one has won 9 games, one has won 8. But the Fever has won 9. They've played way more games. They played probably three more games than the Sky. So it's gonna be a race to see which one of them get that last playoff spot. That's gonna be interesting. And I think that'll be a good data point to use. Now, when you look at what they do on the court, Caitlin Clark is the leader, kind of the leader on her offense. You can argue Aaliyah Boston, but you can say Caitlin is the engine that drives the offense. So if we want to give her the best case scenario, we'll say she's the leader of her offense. Angel Reese is the leader of her defense, right? Now, when you ask about what they each do on the other side, what does Angel Reese do on the offensive end that she's not a leader in? She provides 14 points a game. What does Caitlin Clark do on the defensive end? Get cooked. So when you look at the totality of the basketball game, offense and defense, Angel Reese is a better and more complete and more valuable player on both ends of the floor. Caitlin is just valuable on one end, and she's almost a cone on the other end. Now, the triple-double stuff that she's averaging 16, 5, and 6. Her 6 rebounds that she's getting is a gift for her being a bad defender because they're putting her in the corner because they don't want her to guard on the perimeter. They're putting her on whoever's in the corner, and she's almost playing free safety or a zone, and the rebounds are falling in her hand. For example, look at the rebound she got to get a triple-double, the first triple-double by a rookie. Look at the rebound she got. No one was there. And that's typically about 65% of her rebounds. They're just falling in her hand because she's playing in the corner because she can't defend. I would much rather have my player be capable enough to get on the perimeter and lock someone up. And I would rather them contest a shot than be the one that's getting a rebound from a player that can play defense contesting the shot. So it's and the last thing I say about it is Angel Reese leading the league, not rookies, leading the league in rebounds, 11.9 rebounds a game. Angel Reese has just broke a triple-double record, not for rookies, but for WNBA players ever, 13 straight. Broke Candace Parker record. So you got a record-breaking season. You got her leading in a stat. She's an all-star. She got Rookie of the Month this month and Player of the Week, not Rookie of the Week, Player of the Week in all the NBA last week. It's easily Angel Reese.
Please, because we got to rewind this, Mel. We got to rewind. We got to go back. However that sound is on the tape, we got to go back. Okay?
Okay.
Now, when I brought out selling out and attendance, right? When I brought that up, we said this can't be used, right? Okay. Are there outliers? Of course there are outliers, right? This is a tight race, okay? Again, the viewership matters right now because the WNBA is in a place it's never been. It's never been in this place, right? Because we're not just talking about on the court. The WNBA is in such a place now that it's an unmarked territory. And Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are the reasons why. The number one reasons why. Okay? More so Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Okay? Their on-court production is very, very similar. Okay? In their head-to-head matchups, Caitlin has won more than Angel Reese. Okay? I think Caitlin's up 2, Angel Reese 1. All right? Caitlin Clark on the court is responsible for more points than Angel Reese and just as many points as anybody in the WNBA. She faces the schemes. Angel Reese doesn't face the schemes. She's not when game plan come up, it's not how can we get the ball out of Angel Reese's hand. That's not the scouting report. That's the scouting report for Caitlin Clark. Okay? And she's still able to produce for her team. Okay? Now, back to the attendance thing. That does matter, Mel. And it's the reason why we are so intrigued with the Rookie of the Year. When has the Rookie of the Year race been this intriguing in WNBA history? It hasn't. And it's because of Caitlin Clark. It's because of that. And we do have to factor that in. The WNBA is what it is today because of Caitlin Clark.
So if you was a voter and we all on a panel of voters, you would be sitting down and on your list of things that we should consider, you would be talking about how many ticket sales that they had. And the reason why I asked that is because she sold out tickets before she ever played a game in the WNBA. So she sold out tickets based on her merit from college, what she did in college. I don't think that you can take anything she did from college and add it to what she's doing in the WNBA. She's not even earning these ticket sales. Most people are coming to the game and leaving disappointed because she's getting locked up. That's why they was complaining and saying, can y'all please stop fouling her? Can y'all please stop picking her up 94 feet? Can y'all please stop doubling her? Can you please stop rushing her off the screen and rolls? And all of this stuff, they was complaining because they wanted to see the 28 points per game Caitlin Clark from Iowa. They can't see it and they haven't seen. They got a glimpse of it maybe one game, but for the most part, whatever defensive scheme that they're talking about pre-game is working because she's only getting 16 points and this 9-scorer and Angel Reese is getting 14. I will say this about the scheming though. You don't think that they're in a game room talking about this rookie is leading the WNBA in rebounds? You don't think they're scouting and talking about how we're going to scheme to keep her off the glass? Yes, they are. Just like they're scouting Caitlin Clark to say we don't want her to take open threes. We're not going to give her X, Y, and Z because she can hit the threes from anywhere, right? So they're scheming for both of them. You think people weren't scheming for Rodman just as well as Michael Jordan? Sean Kemp was just on the podcast and said Jordan didn't beat us in that finals when I played for the Sonics. Rodman beat us. We couldn't keep him off the glass.
Who is more responsible? Who has more responsibility for their team? Angel or Caitlin? Who has more responsibility?
I think it's equal. Angel got the defense, Caitlin got the offense. But Angel is doing more on offense than Caitlin is doing on defense. So that gives her the edge.
Again, right? I'm not saying, and for the viewers, I'm not saying that ticket sales should be taken into consideration in every voting, whether it's Defensive Player of the Year, whether it's the WNBA or the NBA MVP or whatever, right? This is an outlier. This is an outlier because the WNBA is in a different place than it's ever been. All right, the viewership is in a different place than it's ever been. The attention on the WNBA is in a different place than it's ever been. Right? The national attention that they're getting, that the conversations, the show right now that we're doing, it wouldn't have happened 2 years ago. It wouldn't. This is because of Caitlin Clark.
I agree, but that don't mean she's Rookie of the Year though.
But it doesn't mean she isn't either.
Well, I mean, at worst, I would consider a co-Rookie of the Year only because you might want to grow the game. So if you want to be politically correct, or if you want to do the political move, do the Jason Kidd and Grant Hill and give it to both of them. Okay. I don't know how that works out because the voters got to vote. It's supposed to be organic.
That's fair.
But that's fair. The time that I make an executive decision as the commissioner and say, hey, look, we got a lot of fans on either side, and I mean it might be a civil war if Caitlin don't get it, and it might end bad. Let's do co. Hopefully they watch GOAT Debate Media or Man Down Sports, man, and they hear us talk about it, man. You'll be shocked who'll be watching our stuff, man, because everyone know these YouTube streets is we got next.
Right, in facts.
The money they paying these dudes, ESPN and all this crazy stuff, man, they're capping so hard on lamestream media. They're capping so hard that people are starting to wake up and move away from it, and they're coming to the YouTube streets. So this is gonna be the new 9 to 5 for a lot of us.